This is what my workout split looks like as I'm on a Carnivore Bulk focusing on shoulder hypertrophy. Typically, when I go into a workout split, I'm aiming for 4 to 5 days a week. Given that I'm on my Carnivore Bulk, I'm at 4,500 calories, going to push that up to 5,000 calories starting next week. I am going to ramp up the volume a little bit and shoot for 6 days a week in the month of October. My split is pretty simple. I'm focusing on shoulders, doing a shoulder day every third day, having a back and arms day, and then doing a leg and abs day. The two main considerations that I have to take into account are one, my past injury history. My shoulder can be very fickle with inflammation if I do too much of a pressing motion or really anything at or above parallel. So that's a big consideration. I also have to make sure that I have enough rest time when I'm doing a pressing chest type motion. So as you'll see in my workout split, while I do shoulders and chest every third day, my chest is every other iteration of it. And I'll outline that in a little bit. The other one I have to take into consideration is low back disc issues. Squat and deadlift is just too high of a risk of injury for me with too little bit of reward. So legs can be difficult for me because I am at home. I don't have any equipment, so I gotta get a little bit creative with it. But this is what my workout split is looking like. So first day of the month, shoulders. This is the iteration where I'm just focusing on shoulders. I like to start with my heavy press movements. In the past, shoulder press has been really, really difficult for me. It's always been something that caused a flare up in my shoulder. Since going carnivore and having the reduction of joint inflammation, I've really been able to incorporate it a lot more. So I'm actually really happy about that. I've been slowly able to improve that lift of mine. So starting out with shoulder press, dumbbell lateral raises have been a huge staple in the development of my delts. One thing that I like to do is I like to add a little bit of forward tilt. A lot of people, when building up their shoulders, will get a very well developed anterior delt and a very well developed rear delt, and then have a gap in here. Me leaning up a little bit forward and working that lateral motion helps fill that out and get a nice cap to the deltoid. Then I've started working in some supported movements like the incline single arm lateral raise, in addition to chest supported movements. From that position, I can do a rear delt fly in addition to a dumbbell front raise. I also like to incorporate the TRX. I think you can do some really good rear delt exercises from the TRX. And then I think upright barbell rows are a huge staple in building not only the delts, but the traps as well. So that's a shoulder day. On every other shoulder day, I do incorporate like a dumbbell bench press and a close grip press. Dumbbells are a lot better for me for my shoulder versus barbell, but I do try to incorporate barbells from time to time. Next on the split, legs and abs. Again, legs are a tough one for me with the low back issues and not having machines. I like to incorporate a bunch of dumbbells and kettlebells. So I start out with a kettlebell goblet squat. I can also use a landmine if I need to up the weight on this exercise. Same thing with doing Bulgarian split squats. I can turn that into a split squat with a landmine. Similar with the Romanian deadlifts, I usually start kettlebell, but I can also switch that over to a landmine if I need to increase weight in that area. And then for abs, the majority of my focus is going to be on the lower abdominals and working through the obliques. So you can see toes to bar, an ab wheel rollout, a landmine Russian twist, and kettlebell wood chops. Back and arms would be the third iteration of my weekly split. Back is another one that I have to get a little bit creative without having a bunch of back-focused machines. In addition to bent over rows can be another super tricky one for me. A lot of pull-ups, a lot of variations of that. I love to start with a chest-supported incline dumbbell row. That lets me stabilize and maximize the weight that I have. I can then go into traditional pull-ups. I can add weight to those. Again, using the TRX in a nearly horizontal position is a really good activator of those lats and rhomboids for me. And then for arms, I like to hit a couple exercises, biceps and triceps per week. I get the best stimulation on something like an incline dumbbell curl, and then flipping it over to a easy bar, barbell type spider curl, which I can then use that activation to turn it into a chin up to continue to promote some of that bicep activation. Triceps, super simple, easy bar skull crushers, and then using a band for tricep press downs. And then I like to finish off with some towel pull-ups. If you guys have never done those, great finisher, great arm activator, great for grip strength. You just get a ton of benefits all wrapped up into really a killer finishing exercise. So that's what my current workout splits look like. Every once in a while, I'll throw a dedicated arm day in if I really need to give my shoulders or my joints an extra day off. Like I said, with the shoulder workouts, every other iteration I work in chest with a dumbbell press and a close grip dumbbell press. But chest is not my huge focus right now. My big focus is trying to grow my shoulders. So I'm taking the amount of volume that I can give my shoulders, my upper body, applying that to shoulder specific exercises, and then just supplementing around with everything else to try and stay on par or maybe gain a little bit of progress with that. If you guys need help developing your own custom plan, check out my coaching links and I can definitely set you up with one of those. 3 more weeks on the Carnivore Bulk, really trying to take advantage of all of these extra calories that I'm eating and see if I can't grow a little.